Hey everyone, this is Rabdius Blog Animation Bliss, and welcome to another Spotlight Cartoon Corner. So today's Spotlight cartoon we'll be talking about today is Sonic Underground. Now, before I get into my thoughts about this series, I would like to remind everyone that new videos will be posted up every Sunday. It could be Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Sunday evening, depending on when I can get the videos posted up. And if you happen to see any videos posted up during the week, that must mean there was a bit of anime news released during the week. So those would be considered special videos. And also every Monday we have the top 50 animated facts series where we go over 15 facts dealing with an animated series that was suggested by the viewers. So those will be posted up every Monday. So now let's get into this review of Sonic Underground. So, Sonic Underground was like the third Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon that came out in America in the 90s, and it came out in 1999. And what this series is about Sonic in this universe is actually a prince, and he has two siblings. He has Sonia and Manic, and they were actually the kids of Queen Alina. But then it turns out that when Dr. Robotnik ended up taking over the world, Queen Alina was forced to abandon her kids because they said that she can't be reunited with her kids until they take down Robotnik, or Dr. Robotnik. And so Queen Alina ends up separating the kids to all these different places. Like Sonia goes to this rich home. Sonic is like in the middle. He lives with his Uncle Chuck, and Manic is like lives in the sewers, and he learns how to be a thief. And then eventually the three of them get Sonic, Sonia, and Manic eventually reunite with each other, and they try to defeat Dr. Robotnik using their instruments, their musical instruments. Like Sonic has the guitar, Sonia has the piano or the keyboard, and Manic has his drums, and they use all those musical instruments to take down Robotnik in this universe. So what are my thoughts about this series? Um I thought the series was decent. Like, do I think the series was as good as Sonic SatAM or even the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog? No, not really. Um, yeah, I think it's like a decent attempt at having an alternate universe for Sonic the Hedgehog. Like in this universe, Sonic has siblings in this universe when all the other interpretations of Sonic the Hedgehog show Sonic being like a single child. So it was kind of weird seeing Sonic having siblings in this universe, but at the same time, I can get this show being an alternate universe of Sonic the Hedgehog, and the creators just want to do something different with his character. But and I didn't mind all of that myself, since that's how I view it, as an alternate universe. But on the other hand, it was kind of difficult to see what kind of universe this show was taking place in. It's like it wants to be like Sonic SatAM, like have the serious tone, but it's also a little more comical to SatAM. Like there's more lighter moments in this show than there is in Sonic SatAM. Like I would even say that this show is like a combination of Sonic SatAM and the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Like it has Sonic SatAM's occasional darkness, but it has the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog's lighter tone. Except it's not as comical as the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. So I did like the fact that the show tried to mix in excuse me, like the dark and the comical tones of both the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic SatAM all rolled up into one. And I was interested in this different universe for Sonic the Hedgehog. Like in this universe, he's actually a prince who's on the run from the tyranny of Dr. Robotnik, and he has siblings in this universe, so I found that to be very interesting. However, and we might as well get into the cons of this show. So some problems I had with the show is, let's talk about the animation with the show. I will admit the animation was a little it was a little like shaky at times, like especially the moments when the characters would smile at situations that were dark or something like that, and you're wondering to yourself, okay, why is this character smiling when this character's talking about somebody getting killed? So that was something that did annoy me a bit with the animation. It's not as fluid in animation as the first two Sonic the Hedgehog shows, but that was something that kind of irritated me a bit. And I wasn't sure about the idea about Sonic being of royalty. Like I always envisioned Sonic as being more free spirited in nature, and the fact that he's a prince in this universe, I felt like it kind of restricts him from doing what he wants to do. Although in this universe, because Robotnik has taken over, and Sonic's been living with his Uncle Chuck all these years, he's still the same Sonic the Hedgehog character we know and love in a sense, but the fact that he's a prince in this universe kind of clashes a lot with Sonic's free spirited nature. So I wasn't sure if making Sonic a prince in this universe was the best idea, in my opinion. Um, and also Sonic having siblings. I mean, like I said, I was okay with it. Although at times I felt like it was a little weird, especially when his siblings act almost exactly like Sonic the Hedgehog. So it kind of makes you wonder, why does Sonic need siblings in the first place if they're going to act exactly like him? Why not bring back Tails or even have Knuckles be a part of Sonic's team in this universe? I do love the fact that this show actually introduced Knuckles the Echidna in the Sonic the Hedgehog animated world. So that was awesome seeing Knuckles in the show. But yeah, I would have preferred it if in this show, Sonic was like with his friends Tails and Knuckles in this universe rather than having siblings out of nowhere in this universe. But that's just my opinion about all this. Overall, I think Sonic Underground is a pretty decent adaptation of Sonic the Hedgehog, but do I think it's as good as Sonic SatAM? No. I still think Sonic SatAM is like the best adaptation of Sonic the Hedgehog, at least in the 90s. But again, it's decent if you want to see a different take on Sonic the Hedgehog, if you want to see what Sonic the Hedgehog would be like if he was a rock star or something like that, or just see what would happen if Sonic the Hedgehog was actually a prince who was on the run. Yeah, this series is pretty interesting in checking that out. But overall, it's a pretty decent series. Again, not the best of the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons I've seen, but a pretty decent series nonetheless. So that's my review on Sonic Underground. Tell me in the comments below, have you seen Sonic Underground? And what are your thoughts on this show? Please let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter so we can keep you updated on any new videos we post up. And also, like our Facebook page. And also support us through Patreon so we can continue to push out great content for this channel. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rob DSBall Animation Bliss, and I'll see you later.